there's one thing to criticize the Dragon Ball Super Granola the Survivor arc on, it's its pacing and really just lack of attention to detail when it comes to the story. But one of the things that we do benefit from with this level of pacing is that each chapter there seems to be some sort of level of reveal or allusion to a future chapter. And this month was no exception to that. However, I do believe this one to be a little bit more subtle. So let's take a look at chapter 71 and see what we found out this month. How's it going, everybody? Savvier saying what is good to all my Super Saiyan homies, here to bring you all sorts of Dragon Ball content. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content. That being said, today we're going to look at chapter 71. So this is going to be a little bit of a review to start, but there is a section of the chapter that I particularly want to take focus on. So to start off, you know, we have plenty of stuff going on with Goku and Vegeta, and even Granola for that matter, but the three of them are not going to be the primary focus of what's going on. To start things off, I will say this. I do enjoy the training that Vegeta and Goku are doing. I'm just not enjoying the pace at which it's going. The fact that the idea of being able to use Ultra Instinct in your base form was only brought up at the beginning of this chapter, and by the end of it, Goku has the ability to use it, and according to the text, it's only a few weeks later, is just a bit of a stretch. And while, yes, Vegeta has been working on Hakai for a couple of chapters now, it still feels like, even though it's been a few months, according to Chi-Chi and Bulma, that it was just a bit forced and rushed. While this pacing did lead to some really cool panels in the way of Goku kind of mimicking the moves of Whis and the Angels, you know, blocking the staff with his fingers, and then even using kind of the typical, or not typical, but the older Eastern kind of monk appeal of him standing on top of the staff, and even him giving the stereotypical Goku thumbs up to signify that the job is done. Normally that comes at the end of a fight, but I would assume that that's to show that he's completed and mastered his training in this regard. And on top of this, we even got one of my favorite moments in probably all of Super, because not only did it ignite the rivalry between Goku and Vegeta, but it brought it to another level by getting Whis and Beerus involved. For me, seeing Vegeta get the Earring of Destruction and seeing Whis put the symbol back on Goku's gi was probably one of my absolute favorite moments in all of Super. It was so wholesome and still felt like you were getting that juicy rivalry from both Vegeta and Goku, while now getting another level of the playfulness that is, you know, Whis kind of poking Beerus with the stick, for lack of a better term. And so this was something I really, really enjoyed. But this really does add to the age-old question of where can Dragon Ball go from here? In doing this, we've given them pretty much to what we are of understanding the highest capabilities they can be. While they may not be a god of destruction and angel themselves, they're certainly getting on that level, and there really isn't too much more room to grow at this point, especially because it seems like Ultra Instinct has kind of really been adapted over time since they didn't necessarily know what to do with it. So while these things were really, really cool, they don't necessarily serve the future of Dragon Ball very, very well. But again, this is to not necessarily focus on Goku and Vegeta, nor is it to focus on Granola. The focus of this video is going to be on somebody else. With Goku and Vegeta completing their training, and Granola patiently awaiting the heaters and his revenge on Frieza, all with Manito in sight, we turn our attention to the heaters themselves, specifically Alec, and even more specifically Gas. Now, Alec has been shown to be a very good manipulator to this point. We're even seeing him use Zuno's information as leverage to allow Maki and Oil to act and convince Bulma and Chi-Chi to draw out Vegeta and Goku. We also see the level of manipulation at the end of why he's able to get Granola prepared to fight them, saying that the Saiyans are Frieza's assassins come to attack him. But the main few panels that I want to look at are earlier in the chapter, when Alec and Gas are talking to one another. Gas says that he wishes he could have gotten a crack at Granola, and Alec even says that he feels that he could have done pretty well against him, even winning, you know, saying he wishes he could have given him the chance, but he was just trying to kind of gauge things out and his kind of doing his manipulation game. The other thing that he says, though, that is quite interesting is that as he is now, he's the only member of the Heaters that would be able to surpass Frieza. I find it interesting that Frieza is their benchmark, despite them knowing about the Saiyans. You know, you would think that, like, with the Saiyans on their radar, and him saying, oh yeah, no, we're gonna need the 2 Saiyans to beat Granola, but, like, you, who, like, maybe could be stronger than Frieza, could beat granola now. It was kind of like, I don't know about that. So I kind of wonder how much people know the Saiyans keeping Frieza in check, you know, like, or how much people think Frieza is still this like omnipotent tyrant that has more power than anybody in the universe. Like, I doubt anybody in Universe 7 besides the 10 who participated know about the Tournament of Power. I'm sure they know nothing. But anywho, moving forward, the thing that concerns me is we already have addressed how much strength he has to begin with, and that's, you know, just based on what it is. We know Granola's on his latent powers from the like soul fight that we've seen him do before, and what the heaters are saying. It's fairly safe to assume that as he is now is stronger than as Granola was pre-Wish. So if he were to use the same Wish to extract all of his potential, quote unquote, Gas would in theory be stronger than Granola. And the reason I even bring this onto the table is the heaters now have the Dragon Radar. They, you know, when they went to Bulma and Chi-Chi to get a hold of Vegeta and Goku, they were sneaky and they took the Dragon Radar. And even addressed the fact that the Earth Dragon Balls aren't showing up because they turned to stone, which is a real cool allusion to the fact that, you know, Broly is canon. Because, you know, we get a page of it in the manga, but that's it. Other than that, it's just a movie and then people saying it's canon. So it was kind of nice to see, like, yeah, no, the Earth's Dragon Balls aren't working right now. There was recently a wish done, and that wish was to get Broly off planet. Or at least we assume so, you know. Anywho, I digress. They have a Dragon Radar, and they're even talking about how, like, there's no limitations on the 2 Dragon Balls on Solaria. That they can just go use them and do the exact same thing Granola just did. You know, no problem. And they now have a way to find them based on the Dragon Radar. Now, I'm curious to see if it'll work the same way. I'm sure it will, because, like, I'm pretty... They did work on the Namekian Dragon Balls, right? Like, I think so. If I'm wrong about that, y'all can totally flame me in the comments. You have my permission to flame me on that. But anyway, yeah, so that's where I stand right now. The heaters have a Dragon Radar. They know, you know, what Granola's power is right now, and Aleka's already proven to be a master manipulator. You know, using the Saiyans, saying they're assassins from Frieza's army. That's a perfect explanation for them, and we know that he'll put together that Vegeta is the son of King Vegeta, and. From the previews, it looked like one of the great apes that was attacking Solaria was Bardock. So it would be really cool to see if they note that he is the son of Bardock. Well, that is Goku being the son of Bardock, not Vegeta. But anywho. Yeah, so it'd be really cool to see all that. We've seen this level of manipulation already, and he's just playing chess right now. Like, he clearly says that he didn't send Gas out there on purpose. He's trying to let he's trying to let his scheme play out. His ultimate goal is to take over the Frieza Force and to have, you know, control of the galaxy. So it's or the universe. I don't know, whatever. So yeah, that's that. I think the way he's going to go about it, or Aleka's going to go about it, is that Aleka is the mastermind at the end of the day. But unlike, you know, with like Moro and 7-3, I think Gas is really going to be like the end-all, be-all, super-powered fighter being that ends up drawing Granola and Goku and Vegeta together at the end of the day, once they kind of realize the manipulation of the heaters. Because I think the logic right now, you know, of we need the number 2 and the number 3 to work together to beat the number 1 that the heaters are using is going to be the exact logic that the 3 of them are going to have to use to beat Gas at the end of the day. It's going to be like, all right, so the next 3 strongest fighters are going to take out this now new strongest in the universe. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Do y'all think Gas is